Do you think the decrease of black-owned media outlets has left a void in terms of representation, or do you think the major conglomerations are doing a good job making sure minority voices and perspectives are represented?
Ooh, you gonna hit me with that?
Yeah,
Okay. So
that's a
is
big
the
one.
answer that question? Yeah. I have two answers to that. So the first answer is before George Floyd and the pandemic, absolutely, it was going downhill. They were stuff was getting gobbled up, and people were robbing, stealing all the content, cultural insights, and then just leaving the brands vacant.
Mhm.
Then you have the racial reckoning, you have the pandemic, everybody sitting down, looking at their TVs. I'm not going to talk about politics, but things changed. People started to see marches. They heard the conversations about um, Gen Z being so multicultural, they did not see. And so when people started marching, when the conversation started being had, when people started really asking these kids, like, what do you want? And they were on camera saying, we don't like none of this. We are not standing for this. Y'all can have it back. We won't buy one thing. And they didn't. And brands had to kind of step in. And what they were finding was they were not equipped. They did not know what they were talking about. They had pushed their DEI person in like a closet, still on payroll, but not really leveraging them. And so our DEI folks started to come out and really start to sharpen their chops and remind people like this is why, this is the value, this is it. They started to roll up their sleeves. People were like, hey, here's my hold my purse. And so they started to get it done simultaneously. Now what you're starting to see is that big companies like the holding companies for a lot of these advertising agencies are really demanding and requiring brands like mine, like others, to show how diverse and inclusive they are. They're requiring them to deliver media and audience kind of insights and products and solutions that are really accurately engaging these audiences. They also have a dedicated fund toward Black owned, Brown owned, BIPOC owned companies, and that money cannot be tapped by anybody else. So everything is moving in a way that yes, there's a little bit of fallout, but it's moving in a way where there is place to hold value for black owned and operated. So companies like Essence, who were owned by Time Inc., now are now black owned, are now springing forth and ha- they're fighting for the same dollars that say I am fighting for, but they have an express lane. And I think that's the right thing to do. I think that's the only way the industry is going to get better. But I think that's truly, it's a business decision because that's really the only way you're going to act accurately, authentically, and targeted and have a very targeted strategy toward engaging this now new majority of consumers who are Black, Brown, and Asian. Does that help?
Man,
Got all the
excellent.
answers.
Go.
Okay.
Love
Got
that
all the
answer.
answers. What else you want
Man,
to know?
that is a short.